All right, Murray State head coach Dean Hood, the Racers coming off a win over nationally ranked Southeast Missouri, now 2-0, tie for first place in the OVC standings. They'll go to Tennessee Tech this week. So, Coach, just some thoughts first about your team's win this past weekend.
Oh, it was huge. I think Coach Tuke does an unbelievable job, and what he has built there at SEMO. I mean, he literally, did what he said he was going to do when he came in the league when I was at EKU, is brick by brick, build that program, into a conference champion, which he did, and nationally ranked team. And, they're very fundamentally sound and tough, and, exactly what he wanted to do. And so incredible program. Our kids, coaches did a great job going down there, in a, playing against a team of that caliber, and being able to handle, the swings of the game, which there were many, and, and come out with a W.
Thanks, Coach. Let's go to Tom Davis with some questions. Go ahead, Tom.
Coach, I'm with the Southeast Missourian in Cape Girardeau, and a couple of questions about the game. It doesn't matter who the coaches are or what the records are. Murray and SEMO seem to come down to games just like that. Final 5 minutes can go either way. Why is that?
Well, I have no idea, because I've never been a part of a SEMO Murray game until Sunday, so I don't really know the history of the deal. I do know that in the OVC, if you don't have the mentality of every team on your schedule, it can beat you, and every team on your schedule you can beat, you got the wrong mentality, because the OVC is just a very balanced league with a lot of good coaches, a lot of good players. So I mean, every single week you got to be prepared to play, and both teams were prepared to play. And as you said, it came down to last second deal, and sounds like it has in the past. So that doesn't surprise me, just because of the balance of the league. It was the same way when I was at EKU. It was just such balance in the league that every week anybody could beat anybody.
You were really successful in stopping their run game. Statistically, I think the adjusted stats were like 2.9 yards per carry or something along those lines. What, as you look back at the film, what did you guys do well from a run defense standpoint to kind of slow them down?
Well, it was a heck of a feat, first of all, because we thought they had two really good backs and a quarterback that could run the ball as well. And veteran offensive line that was, a really tough group. And, so that was a heck of a feat for our defense. But I think what we did well was, run to the ball. They broke a lot of tackles, especially early, being good backs. We kind of anticipated some of that. And, we ran to the football and had guys, there for the second hit or third hit, to try to get those guys down.
And my last question for you is a little bit out of left field, but you are from Ashtabula, Ohio, and
Ashtabula.
Ashtabula. Okay.
Ashtabula.
Yeah. I now know that.
River of many fish.
Okay. And you and Urban Meyer were of the same generation, played football in Ashtabula at the same time. What's your connection with Coach Meyer?
Well, Urban and I grew up together. We're not only both from Ashtabula, we're both from Saybrook Township, which is very, very small. I used to ride my bike to Urban's house, and we'd go down to the Saybrook Township Park, and he was a really good baseball player. And I'd hit him baseballs. He played shortstop, was a heck of a shortstop, and I'd shag some of his balls. I mean, he was a good baseball player. We hung out together. He went to St. John's, which was a rival, high school. But we played football against each other, and had a really good friendship, and kept that friendship, throughout. He was in my wedding, I was in his wedding, and ended up both getting into a crazy game of coaching football. So we've stayed in touch, and good communication. He's a unbelievable person. He does a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't see. He's a incredible person, and uses his resources and his platform, to help and touch a lot of people. We've gone back to Ashtabula when he was a head coach at Ohio State, and did a free, coaches camp for little kids, and, just stuff like that. So, great person, great football coach, and great friend.
So what high school did you go to?
I went to Ashtabula Harbor, and Urban went to Ashtabula St. John's.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for taking that left field question.
Yeah,
I
sure.
noticed where you were from and what generation, and I knew
Yeah.
Urban was from there, and so I thought I'd ask you.
Yep. Yep.
Well, thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Coach, can you talk about the success you all have had running the ball the first 2 weeks? And right now you enter this week, you're first in rushing offense, 185.5 yards a game, and had a 100-yard rusher this past week, and just bringing that to the program.
Yeah, just our coaches have done an incredible job. Johnson Richardson, our O-line coach, Evan McKissick, our tight end coach, just done a really good job with the mentality of those guys. As far as being physical blockers and really helped them technique wise, and then really it's on both sides. The kids have bought into it, which is a hard thing, when you're trying to establish something new, build a culture, you're the new guy, whatever. There's a lot of it's hard for human beings to trust and change, and so and a lot of things, it's a fragile deal. A lot of things can go wrong. So we just have been really, really blessed that with all the adversity and all the stuff happening, that our guys did buy in, and that they're 100%, committed to doing, what we're asking them to do. And that's just been a true blessing. And just, hats off to our kids and to our coaches.
And then let's end with a little bit about your opponents. You're going to play Tennessee Tech, and they had the off week this week because they were able to play the first week. So what have you seen from them in their 2 games?
Yeah, that's a little bit uncomfortable, knowing Dwayne and his staff has had an extra week, and he does a really good job, very similar, to, this past week, where you got a guy that's in charge and he's about toughness and fundamentals and playing hard. That's what they are. Very similar to us, very similar to SEMO, and, got really good players, defensively. Number one is a guy for them, a defensive end. It's created some, negative yardage plays, and, their safeties are very active. They're committed to stopping the run, just like we are. And, 18's a really, really good, guy for them. I think he's their leading tackler. And, they're creating turnovers. I think they've had 7 turnovers in the first 2 games, 3 interceptions. They get their D-line plays, really hard, uses their hands. Like I said, they're fundamentally sound. So they're a tough group. And then offensively, man, boy, they got a bunch of skilled kids that can run. It's just a ton of them seems, running around there. Number 7's really good wide out. They got the all conference, quarterback, and then got another kid they've brought in that's a really good player too. So, they got 2 quarterbacks that can do it, and 2 running backs. Number 21's more of a speed, guy, and number 1's a bigger kid, and both of them are really, really good players. So it's a good football team, and down there in Cookeville is never an easy task. Cookeville is always a tough environment to go down and play your best.
Coach, we appreciate your time this morning, and best of luck, and then we'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, thanks.